Hello, I'm Jukeboxes and welcome back to the video. So I recently found a very interesting graphic on the MCPE subreddit which compares all of the features not currently on Minecraft Pocket Edition that are currently in Minecraft PC. However, if you look at these features, there's about 20 or so left. Most of them, in fact 90% of them, currently are on the console version of Minecraft. And this is something that you might find rather interesting if you believe that the console version is just years behind the PE. So I figured in today's video, why not talk about, what these features are, show them all off to you in one video, and also explain exactly why it is that the console has some features the PE doesn't, but is still behind in other ways, and hopefully that's something you all do enjoy. Like that you do like it because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like this sort of comparison. But with that said, let's get straight into talking about what exactly these features are. So let's start with the easiest ones, which is the blocks, I guess. There's a bunch of blocks which currently exist on the console, which are not on the PE. Obviously, these are also on the PC, because that's where they came from to come to the console. The three obvious ones are the Nether Wart block. This is the, I like to call it red gravel. It's crafted from 9 Nether Warts, and it's not the, the most beautiful block in the world. Then we've got red Nether brick, which I actually do quite like as a block. You might think it looks a lot like Nether brick. It's kind of intentional. You take a Nether brick block and you combine it with some Nether Warts, and then boom, you get this slightly more colourful Nether brick. I think it's a bit more useful in the overworld, and it also gives you some contrast to Nether brick if you're building in the Nether, so that's kind of nice. And then finally, we've got magma. So magma blocks are actually made, they're either found naturally in the Nether, or you can craft them from 9 magma cream and you make a thing, and if you go above the thing, it's going to hurt because it's magma. Magma's hot, fun fact. So yeah, if you crouch over the magma, it doesn't hurt you, and it's a really interesting block because it can deter, people or mobs from walking over a place, but still allow you to get over there if you crouch or if you have Frostwalker boots, which just came in with the PE 1.1 update. So yeah, you have reasons to be excited about this. So yeah, I also think it's really great because mobs cannot spawn on magma. So if you want to, guarantee mobs won't spawn somewhere while still being able to walk over it and not fully lighting it up, because there's a tiny bit of light that comes from this block, then magma is the way to go. So as well as these 3 blocks right here, the kind of Nevery themed ones, we've also got the bone blocks, which come with the fossils, of course. So we'll get back to that later. But we've got the bone block, which is crafted from 9 bone meal, and that gives you one of these. Then we've of course got after that the coarse dirt. So coarse dirt is such a tiny difference to regular dirt. However, the big thing about it is that grass cannot spread over coarse dirt. So if you want to protect your dirt, you make a kind of layer of coarse dirt around it like this, and it protects the regular dirt. So one more time, in case you can't see what I'm talking about and you think I'm making up a block, this is coarse dirt right here, this is regular dirt. Coarse dirt, regular dirt. This is a block that is currently not on the Pocket Edition for reasons that isn't entirely certain. There's just one missing block from one random biome, and that is this block right here. So yeah, then as well as this, we've got a few kind of, I guess, like placeable items. So the banners are a because they're an entity and not a like a full-on item. I think there's issues getting them to work performance-wise on the Pocket Edition. Again, it's not been properly explained, but that's one of the theories. One of the other things about it is the fact that armor stands, as you can see over here, they also seem like they're a block, but they're actually an entity. Again, same kind of thing where there is performance things to it, and there's a limit to them on the console, and there's not on the PC, but they slow down your game. So yeah, you can see it's an armor stand. You can put armor on it, or you can take armor off it, however you want to do it. But yeah, you can kind of dress up the armor stand and show off your best set of armor, or you can use them as a way to give people certain bits of armor, like, oh yeah, I'd quite like to be wearing a diamond helmet right now. Let's make sure we're doing that. And oh look, now I'm wearing the stuff too. So yeah, that's what you can use armor stands for. They're pretty great in that way. And then finally, we've got some really odd blocks, which just, again, Pocket Edition's been having the hardest time adding these, which is stained glass. So bear in mind, stained glass came out in 1.7 for the PC, which was 2013 if I'm not mistaken, and came out in I think the 2014 update for Minecraft the console. So or it might be in 2015. But why exactly have they not come to it was mid 2015 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, why have they not come to the Pocket Edition yet? And the big reason is getting the because it's not opaque and it's not transparent, it's translucent. Getting the kind of like colored vision thing to work is very tricky, which means the 16 colors of stained glass are still not on the Pocket Edition. They do tests every now and then, but I don't believe they've gotten them working just yet, and there's no foreseeable time as to when this will work. It might be one of the most notable features in Minecraft, but again, right now it's just not quite working quite as well as you might think. And then finally, as well as all of these blocks / item things, we've got 5 more items which look just like this. So yeah, here are all the features in one chest. As you can see, there is a total of, if I'm not mistaken, 15 of them. I think I added that right now. There's 15 brand new features which are on the console but not on the Pocket Edition, out of a total of 18, which you might think is kind of weird, that like, why these 18? And in case you're curious, by the way, fireworks stars, these are used to make those, the book and quilt, the written book, which is used to make that, and then there is the music disc, which goes in the one fine thing I didn't mention, which is of course the fact that we have jukeboxes. So why are all of these things not available on the Pocket Edition, like after all of this time, if the PE's done all these things that, again, there's a lot of things the PE's done that the console hasn't. Why is that the case? Why is there, why, that's kind of confusing, right? Why are there features on the console that aren't on the PE, and then vice versa? Well, it's because they're not following the same path. If you don't know, The Pocket Edition is kind of being developed to go as fast as it can to be like the PC. I assume because, you know, there's financial incentives and also it's the most popular version. I made a whole video on why they're focusing so hard on the Pocket Edition, but you gotta bear in mind, they're focusing really hard on it, but there's lots of things that are harder to do on a, you know, phone or a tablet version because it's touchscreen, and because those devices are less powerful inherently, which means stuff like transparent effects, they're gonna be tricky. Stuff like the performance of armor stands and making sure they work perfectly, because bear in mind, again, these entities, if you remove the little below them, they just fall down. It's like, again, there's interesting stuff behind that. But yeah, basically, because of all these weird performance things, presumably they've been trying to optimize them, and they just haven't got around to them yet. So yeah, on the Pocket Edition, it's really easy to just add a brand new block to the game. Like, if we wanted to just add, you know, like, I think they added all the new biomes like years before, you know, years before the console did, because it was as simple as like, oh yeah, just add those to the game. But lots of other features are really tricky. Whereas the opposite seems to be true for the console. Like, for some reason, you know, like to add new blocks to the game, I think they have some difficulties because, you know, they have to retexture them like 15 times, maybe. Again, I'm not sure why that is, but we never get, you know, those features skipping ahead. However, lots of features that should be complex are actually somewhat doable on the console, such as, for instance, the Ravine. The Ravine is a nightmare on the Pocket Edition, like, to make them generate correctly, for reasons, again, slightly beyond my technical prowess of how world generation works, but Ravines are a nightmare to get to work on the Pocket Edition, but here they are on the console. It was as simple as like, oh yeah, let's take that code, let's make sure it works, and boom, now it's on the console. Stuff like the bonus chest. Oh yeah, let's make it so somewhere near the spawn a bonus chest happens. For some reason, that hasn't made its way to the Pocket Edition, and yeah, these structures, and also the amplified worlds, again, performance things, customized worlds, again, performance things, and then finally, there is the fossil, which isn't necessarily performance, but it is like, oh yeah, we haven't got around to that because we don't have the bone block, and it's kind of confusing when you think of it like, oh, so there's this weird, you know, kind of disparity, but honestly, it just comes down to the fact that the Pocket Edition is trying to kind of go its own direction and go ahead of the PC and catch up with the PC all in once, whereas the console is trying to catch up with the PC and then do different stuff, i.e. the mini games and, you know, like all the other DLC stuff at the same time as being the tiniest bit behind the PC. Because they are 4J Studios, they are not Microsoft, I believe that, you know, their mandate isn't to make new things, it is to try and make the PC as fast as they can, and that is why, you know, there is that 6-month delay, so they can watch the PC, make sure it fully releases, and then bring it to the console. That is my understanding anyway, and that is why all of these features are on the console, but not on the Pocket Edition. I hope you did all enjoy today's video. You can like it if you did like it, you can share it if you really liked it, and you can subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Again, big thank you to it was Emiko CZ on the MCP subreddit. He made this graphic, which was actually really kind of good, and if you want to check it out because you play PE only and you want to know what features are missing from PC, then you could maybe check it out. I don't know, that's just a suggestion. But I hope you did enjoy the video regardless. Like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.